for his lack of aptitude for Wave 10 with all of his Aqua Spirits in a single tank. He's going to have some trouble here, even with his Disciple.
So they are going to save the Wave 11 cheese.
Yep, magical Wave 11. There's only one time when it's not good to save for 11, and that is against Celestial, as Daemons are super awesome on Wave 11. In fact, when I play Chaos, I always try to get a Spirit, not so I can early eco off of it. I don't even upgrade it until Wave 11, so I can hold it. And as I predicted, AlphaWicked is going to leak despite having no Suns, and Phingerz will hold because Lings are OP. That's clearly why. This one's really valid.
That's some extra minerals for Phingerz.
Yep.
Walking down the lane.
Very lonely, attacking the dual-wielding Priest of Death. His former Thor veteran. Covered in stars, will be shooting this Infestor very shortly. Ah, there we go. The Thor of the Infestor explodes everywhere in a very realistic, tiny little blood spurt SquadTD that happens whenever the creep dies. A little tiny blood spurt, unless it's a more mechanical thing. Then it explodes, a little tiny explosion, no matter how big it is.
The Terratrons make a pretty big explosion for him.
Yeah. So did Deities. Deities make an incredibly overdramatic death as they swell to about 20 times their normal size and then promptly and dramatically fall over. And we are going to see 2 Medics, an Immortal, and a Goliath out of Phingerz, and there is a Megaling out of AlphaWicked. Neither player is going to hold this wave. It's a question of who's going to leak more.
Speaking of units dying, Fire Arch is the least dramatic unit of death. He just sort of falls over and dies.
Yeah. But then again, every Shadow unit has an extra dramatic death with its ability Necromancy, spawning at a Bone Warrior.
Which falls limply to the ground again.
Hey, falling limply to the ground twice is better than once.
3 minerals for both players. Well, I guess it's not really free.
Nothing is free, Xaxton. I learned that was the hard way.
I'm living the dream, food. Living the dream.
Not even Tangent is free. Despite his her reputation.
Comes at a price.
You're seeing the second Medusa out of Phingerz. Interesting choice on Wave 12, but because it's Phingerz, I completely trust his judgment here.
Would you walk off a cliff for it?
Yeah. Because no doubt Phingerz would have a multitude of links to catch me with a squish, as again, Link's job is just to die. I'd like to point out with AlphaWicked's placement, I'm not quite sure I like how far up the Mudmans are. As you see there, the Mudmen get to the front lines and start attacking while the Aqua Spirits try and follow, and they don't get an attack off, so the Mudmens are almost dead.
Meanwhile, Phingerz, he may just hold these Hydra.
Probably his plan here would be, well, I doubt my opponent is going to be sending anything major on Wave 12, especially after a Wave 11 save like that, so... And now we are beginning to see the Lings. He has 2 full rows plus 4 suicide bombers as long as the little tiny blood puff bomb. You're seeing a fairly standard amount of workers out of both players. But Phingerz has quite a amount of gas. It's probably going to be Wave 14, or maybe he's very proactive. He's already saving for around 17. With good focus fire, he could do it. And AlphaWicked will hold. And Phingerz,
it's dangerously
very narrowly did not have enough Zerglings for that wave. Another thing great about putting your Lings this far back is that they will not die immediately, so they will be able to provide a continuous slow on the units. Which is very helpful, just be able to slow the whole wave with the Zerglings. Very effective slow, the 50% movement speed, and attack 25% speed. It's very comparable to the Tree of Time with its big slow, except it also decreases attack speed. Plus the Medusa putting its gook on everything makes the wave just that much easier.
I believe it's corruption, isn't it?
No, it is venom or something like that. Venom sac. But the animation for it is corruption, so you're correct on that. AlphaWicked has held that very, very close gas save and is very, very close, and he's saving gas in return. He will likely be sending a wave 17, or maybe 16, considering it is Beast.
This is a very true possibility. Also like to point out he's chosen to go to Violet at. I don't particularly like this unit myself.
I would definitely say it's better than, especially at this stage in the game, than more Watchers, because the way he put it, he's clearly intending it to be a buffer tower, so 2 Watchers, or 3 Watchers rather, would just kind of die one at a time, not do full damage. Where Violet will be able to get its full DPS off and die. It's really just kind of tanking for the Disciple and the Oceanus Mudman die.
And I just thought it'd be more effective to have a Golem.
Yeah, that is also true. Golem is very good, especially for wave 17. As it appears that Phingerz might be saving a little bit of gas of his own at this time.
Certainly not saving any Zerglings.
As you can see, the hard counter to everything is Zerglings. Just like in Ladder, the hard counter to everything is Marines, especially Banelings.
With enough wings, you can beat anything. Even flying units.
Yep, that is true. Because, think about it. How many Zerglings does it take to reach the moon? I'm sure Phingerz has enough, that's all I'll say.
It's called Queen for a reason.
Phingerz is getting out the siege damage Grey Mane at this point. That is some nasty sending going on. You got the Mega Momuling, a Medic, and a Goliath. Maybe another Immortal if he can. Yeah, he squeezes out an Immortal just in time. Phingerz sent just 3 Aura units, but ooh, I am seeing a strong lack of Golems in this one.
A strong lack of damage in both builds.
And
it looks like they're both gonna
break. And this might be a base race scenario here, as neither player has any upgrades on the SS, except for the one thing.
It is going to be a base race.
Put in. I don't see either player surviving this quite yet, but it's a question of who dies first. One thing
who held on that little bit longer?
And it looks like they will hit AlphaWicked much faster. Phingerz is utilizing micro, as you can see. He is holding shift if you target. Being back. Oh, and AlphaWicked is dead. GG. And as you can note right now, Phingerz is almost double the supply of AlphaWicked. Still leak just as much. We are going to be trying to upload much faster, but I won't promise anything, as Xaxton is yet to have a mic, and you still have to rely on a third party, which is very hard to arrange. But as always, this is Fu, signing off.
Xaxton later.